The government is trying in a way, but we as the farmers also need to put in much effort. The only thing that we for the government is the structure way that they are doing. A cocoa farmer doesn't want to venture into another kind of crop because the marketing thing.
Okay.
When you go to where we have structured farming, you see somebody have cotton, you see somebody have cocoa, somebody has, because
different
there's
types.
a structured way to sell your produce.
Okay.
So you in here, you in here, you in here. It's a lot of revenue. But here, somebody the focus only is cocoa. He cannot do tomatoes. He cannot do pepper because where am I going to sell? Those structures are not there for people to venture into other crop. Cocoa farmers to venture. They have lands to venture into other crops for them to also make revenue.
Okay, so we are still here at Agrobatons Farms. Here at the name of the area
Tonfo. In
Lekwe
One.
Yes. When I heard the Kukrantumi, I thought somewhere in the Eastern region, but
No.
my journey was about to be 7 hours long. But yeah, we are here at the cocoa farm. So you are going to know or get to learn about cocoa farming. Recently, there's been a lot of, I won't say stereotypes, but news around cocoa farming.
Yeah. This bare land was littered with cocoa, but today it has been ravaged by the hunt for gold by illegal miners. Several cocoa farms in the Kunsu traditional area have suffered the same fate. Akwesi Fodio has been growing cocoa for the past 20 years. Proceeds from the cash crop has been his main source of income until now. The father of 6 has leased part of his farmland to Galamsey operators.
You see this piece of land, I took over about 300 million from it, just 2 months. I built my own 2 rooms at Makasi, but I worked 20 years without buying even a single plot. Now I have my own premises. So I ride myself on the gold more than cocoa.
We're talking about giving lands for Galamsey. Cocoa farmers complain it's not profitable and a whole lot. I'm going here to learn more about cocoa farming from you. Since your grandfather used to do cocoa,
yeah.
Your dad now it has been given to you.
Yes.
We want to know in the first place,
Okay.
Is cocoa farming profitable?
Cocoa farming is profitable. Reasons being that, initially you are going to spend in maintenance. As in when you start cultivating.
Okay.
But when you do mixed cropping, you put plantains, you put cassava in them, you harvest those things, and it is capital for you to maintain. So they don't come out of your pocket. So it is easy.
Okay.
And one thing as well is that the cocoa tree, 10 years, 20 years, it is still here. You harvest continuously. Unlike ginger, each and every year, you have to plow back profit or bring in capital. The cost of labor is going up gradually. The planters and all that, land leasing, all that is going up.
Okay.
But for cocoa, once it is old for you and ready for you to harvest, that is it. There's no cost coming in except for the current aspect, pest control, maybe organic fertilizer application, the liquid aspect of processed organic fertilizer like green OK and stuff. Then you spray. Even as at that, it is bringing you your revenue. Because we use green OK in spraying them. So even in the dry season, when it is not raining, you see the cocoa leaves still fresh. Green OK is a processed organic fertilizer. So it is really good for photosynthesis.
Okay.
So even when it is not raining, your cocoa tree feels like it is still in the rainy season. Still fresh and it yields continuously. So it all depends on the practices. But mostly you see, government have made things free. So most of the cocoa farmers don't plow back profit into their farms. They depend on a cocoa board for a liter of fertilizer, sometimes pesticide and all that. So the period to which you are supposed to do maintenance for your farm, if cocoa board doesn't give you, you are still there.
Struggling.
You are losing.
Okay.
So there are people who plow back profit and take their cocoa business really serious. At the end of the day, they make more money from it. I know people who don't even have an acre of land and they get 10 bags, 12 bags from the cocoa.
Okay.
From the cocoa farm.
So you made mention earlier, so the cocoa tree, when it grows, how long can you harvest from it to the point where you say the tree is dead?
Well, I have my grandfather's cocoa still in the farm. My grandfather died 99 years ago.
Wow.
Oh yes, I wasn't even born when my grandfather died, but I still have some of his cocoa
Around.
The only thing you have to do is that when you see the older ones, you have to cut some and replace with the new hybrid seeds, so they interpollinate.
Okay.
When they pollinate, it yields like the new hybrid seeds. Even the old ones will yield just like that. So that is why we have a period of spraying. There are some times when you do spraying, it kills the butterflies, the bees, and all that. So instead of it to pollinate your flowers for you, they are all dead. So there's a period to which we do the spraying. That is what is affecting most of the cocoa farmers. They don't do things on time. Because at the end of the day, they will have to depend on cocoa board. Most of them depend on cocoa board for input. Whilst you are making revenue from your own farm, your own farm, it's your own business. You manage it for it to minimize or maximize, for it to maximize in profit. But most of them will depend on cocoa board to bring stuff for them. So at the end of the day, if you are supposed to do pest control in March, most of them do in April or May. By then, most of these bugs have destroyed the flowers. Okay. The existing pod have been attacked already. So when you harvest, you get little yield.
Okay.
You get a little bit of the yield. Because most of it would have to come within March, this period. So this December, what we do is that we spray organic fertilizer. Then January, around March, April or May, you can harvest. So right now we harvest cocoa all year round. There's nothing like season any longer.
Okay.
We harvest cocoa all year round.
Is it because of the times you planted them? So almost every time there's like some that are matured.
No, it's the management practices. If you are using, let's say, the inorganic fertilizers, they just give you the flowers and they are done. You would have to follow up. The organic fertilizers, when you apply them, they take their time to do its work.
Okay.
What
are some of the organic fertilizers?
Like the Green OK, Super Grow, Vitazyme, DI Grow. We have a lot of them.
Then the inorganic ones.
Then we have Sidalco, we have Ajinkwa. Yes, we have Cocoa Set. We have Cocoa Set as well.
The you mentioned, I believe most of them are produced in country, the Ajinkwa one. Because if it's called Ajinkwa,
most of them are produced by, what's the name? I've forgotten this name. They are in Medina. They have a warehouse in Medina. They supply cocoa board with most of the organic fertilizers. They are really good, but you need to do frequent follow-ups.
Okay.
And because this area, most of the things they get are not really enough for farmers. So once they spray once, they don't have enough of it to spray again, to do follow-up. Some of the organic fertilizers you have to do 2 or 3 times in follow-ups. But some of them just do once and they are okay because that is what they've been provided with.
Okay. So you spoke about inputs initially. What inputs are the governments give to cocoa farmers?
Well, they have something like a spraying gang where they do pest control and fertilizer application for that is liquid fertilizer and pest and all that. And so government pays these workers within a particular month to do pest control and fertilizer application for the farmers.
For cocoa farmers. Okay.
Yes, with a little bit of the cost being paid to some of the workers, like the maintenance of the machines and all that. So Cocoa Board provides machines.
Okay.
And forms a gang in a particular locality for this thing to be done to farmers.
So the farmers don't pay?
The farmers only pay for the maintenance of the machines. Because if we want to depend on government for maintenance of machine, at the end of the day, we will still be where we are. No progress. Because there's a lot of responsibility coming in. So we have taken it upon ourselves as a community to just pay a token for the maintenance of these machines.
And the machines are free and available?
Yes, they are free and available. But for the maintenance of it, it is machines. So they have to maintain them. So these are just some of the costs that come in for them. But sometimes they bring in pesticide as well. So it is sprayed for them freely. Okay. But sometimes just that it is not enough to do follow-ups for them.
Follow-ups as in after they come and spray the first time?
You need to do at least a month's time or in 3 weeks' time, depending on what we are spraying. You have to do another follow-up. That way your farm is sustained.
So follow-up as in another spraying again?
Another spraying again.
Okay, I understand.
Another spraying again. Yes.
So I also heard, or what I know is, every cocoa that is being harvested in Ghana, the government cocoa board buys them,
Yes.
and they do the export and stuff.
Exporting, yes.
Farmers are not allowed to sell their cocoa to other potential customers.
Yes.
How true is that? And
Well,
what's your view on that?
Cocoa board buys. We have some private companies who also come and buy.
Okay,
But some of them buy and resell to
the government.
the government. Sometimes cocoa board, like last year, we had a lot of yield, but there was no money from licensed buying companies from the government area, the government sector. So it was the private ones, like Olam, Nyara Glover and Co, that were buying in this area.
So they are into contract with the government, that way they buy and they sell to the government.
Yes, they export and then they have factories at their parent countries like the US and Co. So
Okay.
once they buy it, they send it there, they go and process. Some are processed also in Kumasi. When you go to Kumasi, they have some little bit of processing
Plants there.
yes as well in those areas. So it helps. The only thing in this area is that we don't have any of those processing plants in this area. So at the end of the day, you have to sell to the buyers or licensed buyers around.
Okay. Okay.
So, because farmers basically don't like looking for market.
Something that you are planting that you harvest, you
Yes.
don't like looking for market.
Most of them feel lazy in looking for market. Because, well, sometimes we can't really blame them because cultivation alone is a lot of stress. Cultivation alone is a lot of stress. But one thing with the cocoa sector is that government has come in as middleman to serve those factories outside in buying this.
So do you think, so how much does the government buy a bag of cocoa?
Well, we at the down level, we can't really... Here they buy 800 cedis now.
Per bag?
Per bag. That is 65 kg.
Okay.
800 cedis now. But when it goes out, I'm sure might be more. Basically, it is to make revenue. So it might be more than 800 cedis a bag for sure. But as to a particular price, as to how much they sell, that one I can't give an accurate figure.
The government sells.
I can't give an
I'm
accurate
just
figure.
looking at how the government buys from
Okay,
them.
sure.
Because most people complain to that the government buy cheap from these cocoa farmers, looking at the work they do on the farm in relation to the cocoa.
Okay.
If you were to have like other external customers or competitors, they might be willing to offer a little bit more than what the government is offering to cocoa farmers.
Well, when you go deeper, cocoa basically the hotel is not expensive because of this. Some of these interventions have laid, like the giving of the free pesticide and the gangs and all that. So basically, these are some of the reasons why. These are some of the things they tell us that is the reason cocoa is not expensive. But we raise an argument that why don't you produce organic cocoa since that is expensive compared to the conventional farming?
Okay.
Organic cocoa is far expensive compared to the conventional.
Is there a way to differentiate between the organic cocoa and the inorganic one?
Yes, there's difference.
How
There's difference. The difference is the management practices. I go everything organic. The conventional farmers use herbicides in their farms. The pesticides are inorganic ones. Everything is inorganic.
But does it show from the pots or the seeds when you harvest them?
You are not able to detect from the local level.
Okay.
Because they don't test it when you are going to sell from maybe the buyers around. But when it gets to where it is supposed to go, they do the testing and detect that we have this content in the cocoa beans and it is sold at a cheaper price. So sometimes they make losses. That is why we have advised that they shouldn't use herbicides in the cocoa farm because some of them actually leave content in the soil which the cocoa tree picks up. And at the end of the day, they are left in the beans.
Okay.
They are left in the beans. So when you send it there to sell, they do testing. Like our ginger, sometimes when we are going to sell, they do testing. We have, like the factories we sell to, first we send them samples. They send it to the lab. They do testing before we bring in the more orders. So when it gets there, they do testing for it before it is sold. So at the end of the day, the value drops. But if you go the organic way, it is just so expensive to cultivate. Like a gallon of Ogrinoke is 620. Not every farmer will be able to buy.
A gallon?
Yes, it's 5 liter gallon.
Okay.
It's a 5 liters gallon. It's 620. It is not every farmer that will be able to buy. And with this, you are going to buy for sometimes government will help with subsidized for the spraying. But it is not enough to go all year round. So the farmers will have to buy for. So when there was increase in fuel as well, it was a little bit of problem for us here.
Everything will become pricey and stuff.
Yes. Everything becomes so expensive.
What do you think will make someone sell their cocoa farms and go and sell their cocoa farm to this miners for them to use their farms for mining and be giving them money?
Well,
what do you think is the rationale behind it? What do you think is
the long-term revenue projection? If I make an acre of my farm gives me like 10,000 a year, and then the galamsees come and want to buy it 50,000 for the galamsey, you can see the difference. And if I have 10 acres of it, that is a lot of money. You see, so 10 acres. If an acre is giving me 10,000, within a year, I'm making like 100,000 from my cocoa. But the galamsey guy is coming with 50,000. That is 500,000 Ghana cedis, if I'm not lying.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, the person realizes that this money in the long run can serve me to do most of the things, because I can sell it to galamsees and go and buy another set of land with that money huge and start cocoa farming. Still be left with money.
It makes sense.
So most of them do calculations in the long run of revenue generation. If it is 2,000 I'm making per year and the galamsey guy wants to give me 50,000, he calculates how he's going to use that money in the long run, or how he's going to spend in maintaining the farm in the long run and not make a lot of revenue. So he just sells it out, take the cash, focuses on something else, because most of them are going into rubber plantations and all that. There are other aspects of it. So in the long run of calculation, some of us will just sell it off and they are good to go. Yes. Because some need money so urgently for school fees. And even when you go to the buyers and co, they know you have cocoa, you bring it. But you are not going to be giving them. There's no incentive for cocoa farmers to keep their farms active.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, some of them are forced to just sell it off, sort out these problems and move on in life.
Some people will say we have cocoa scholarship for cocoa farmers and stuff, but the cocoa farmers, their children don't even benefit from those scholarships.
I remember I almost benefited from one, but before I got there, they said the people have left, they've gone to this area. I go there, they said they've gone to this area. We just had to let it go. I had to go to a private school. So I went to the private school on a scholarship there as well.
But that one was different from the cocoa.
That one was different from the cocoa.
But do you know someone who has benefited from the cocoa scholarship?
Yeah. Formerly, my granddad's period, they had these incentives. So they benefited, most of them benefited from the cocoa boss scholarship. I was at Rara and cocoa boss scholarship was there.
Okay.
Cocoa boss scholarship was there. It was there, but it is not. Most of it are not in the cocoa producing areas.
Interesting enough.
Yes. So you come here, and there are no secondary schools here. So where the cocoa boss scholarship is probably like Hohwe. Hohwe, we don't have enough cocoa in Hohwe. We have most of the cocoa in Akpafu, Likpe here, and the Kpeje area. But the schools, you not get the secondary schools in those areas. Okay. So we are going to get them in Hohwe. So most of the scholarships are there
around those places.
So if I can't afford to take my child to probably Heps or Rara, I'm not going to benefit from the scholarship. So it becomes a lot of difficulties. And there are some bonuses that cocoa farmers are not even aware of. That is some of the issues. Because some things they give to cocoa farmers, they are very much aware it will not be enough. But it doesn't come on time. And agriculture is timing. If you don't do things on time, you lag behind. It is the truth. That is the fact. When you don't do things on time, your revenue, yield, everything is delayed. I purposely didn't do it because of how you were coming, and I had wanted you to see how the bags are and the effect of it. That is why I didn't do maintenance for it. So probably next week I should be able to do maintenance and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many acres is the cocoa farm?
Oh, this is just 3. This is just 3 acres.
But you said they are spread across around.
Oh, they are spread across around. The one by the roadside is 5 acres. So in addition to this one, it's 8 acres. We used to have some where the ginger is. But that place we are doing rehabilitation ourselves. So we've given it for the ginger cultivation.
Okay.
So once they harvest and the land is already prepared. So you just do your planting. It is easy. It is easy. You don't have to pay for clearing of forest and coal and stuff. Burning, it is stressful. So where I showed you that they've harvested, that place you can freely just dig your own hole. The ground is soft.
Okay.
Dig.
So if I want to start cocoa farming. One, what are the things I'm supposed to know before I venture into cocoa farming? Let's begin from, let's say, the land I'm supposed to get. What type of land, what type of soil is good for cocoa farming?
Well, you should get loamy, sandy clay. Sandy soil is not really good. So you need something moisturous, just like for the ginger as well.
Okay.
Cocoa also doesn't like too much water. It doesn't also like too much water. This year we've had serious rains. When you go to some farms, you think it's a river body. You see the cocoa just turning into yellow leaves, and the trees will just die eventually. So you need a well-drained soil to go into the cocoa cultivation as well. But you shouldn't do it raw, just cocoa. You should try as much as possible to blend or mix crops.
In between the cocoa.
Yeah, in between the cocoa.
Time it takes.
Yes, because you can't be using your salary to maintain cocoa. Your family is there. A lot of responsibilities are there. So you need to make sure there's other sources of revenue for the maintenance. In the long run, they start generating. That way, you are just going to use proceed for maintenance.
I know there are some crops that they say when you grow around where you plant cocoa, they do very well.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Do you know some of them? They can share some of them.
Plantain is an example. Plantain holds a lot of water.
Okay. So if you give it to a cocoa,
yes, plantain holds a lot of water. There's this weed as well. I know. I don't see any around. I've showed you. It holds a lot of water as well. It has some thorns on it. Even our childhood, we used to use it for high jumps. I don't know whether those who lived in the villages, we used to have these plants that we use for high jumps. They also hold a lot of water. So when even you have it here and you dig a hole, you see it dripping water.
Oh, okay.
Dripping water. So once you plant your cocoa, it keeps it moist. Nice. Even in the dry seasons, it is still there. You have cassava as well.
I'm going to talk about yam. Cocoa barrier. They have some.
Yeah, we have cocoa barrier. We just dug some not too long ago. I don't really like it though.
Oh, okay. That is nice.
It's really good for menopause.
Okay.
You know, the drug, the raw material used for this menopause drug is from the cocoa barrier.
Oh, okay.
Is it insulin or something? It is derived from the cocoa barrier. So it is really good for people who have menopause issue or is it amnesia or something we call it. It's really, it builds the brain. So it is really good. So people like it a lot, but me, it's a lot of work when eating it. So I don't really like it, especially when it is cold. It sticks on your tooth and all that. So I don't really like it much.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So does cocoa grow anywhere, or it has to have some particular conditions for it to grow?
Well, you need a particular condition for it to grow, like the type of soil as well. It is very important. And then some plants in the hills, it is good you plant in the hills as well. It makes, the only thing is that you are going to suffer in terms of harvesting. When you harvest, it will just root to somewhere. When you are doing pest control, you have to be adjusting your leg, and at the end of the day, you don't do a good work because of the difficulty you are facing in the type of land you are doing what you are doing. So at the end of the day, things are not done properly. So if you can get like how here is, not flat, not hilly as well. Yes, a balanced place. When you get that, it is very good.
Okay, and when planting them too, so is it the seeds in the pots after?
Cocoa board provides seeds.
So the seeds in the pots are not different from the other ones you plant?
The cocoa tree needs to grow to a particular level for you to nest them. Sometimes if you are not careful and you nest your own pots, they don't fruit when they grow.
Oh, okay. So as a beginner, I have to go and get seeds from cocoa board?
Cocoa board do their own nurseries.
Okay.
So if you have land and you want to plant or cultivate cocoa, they can just send their technical or field officer. They come and do measurements per the farm and supply you seedlings.
But do you pay for them?
No, it's free.
Oh, nice.
Then you plant. So they have the seed because each and every year we have new seeds coming in. So sometimes once the cocoa trees are old, we cut them and we plant in those new seeds.
Okay.
They have much higher yield capacity. So once you mix them in them, then they pollinate. Naturally, it pollinates. We do the artificial pollination as well, but it is a lot of work. And you need serious eyesightness to
To be able to do
do it, because you have to hold it with a little bit of pin. So it's a whole lot of work. So most of them depend on the natural pollination and all that. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's good that government supply the seeds.
Oh yeah, they
for
do.
food.
Each and every year they have nursery sites. That we have one currently ongoing at Tayoma, where you'll be going to pick a car.
Okay.
So when you are going to, you see
I'll
it.
check it out.
You check it out there. They have a very nice nursery there. Not less than 50,000 cocoa seedlings. It's a
Wow.
lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It might be even be more.
So if I'm going to start a cocoa farm, I just go to them and say, oh, I'm planting a cocoa here.
Yes.
Just get people to come and look at it and supply.
Right
me the
now they
seeds.
even have groups where if you want to do the cocoa, they do it for you 2 years. They hand over to you.
2 years in how?
If you have a place that they want you to do cocoa, like you want to grow cocoa,
Okay.
they have boys that they are paying, like a rehabilitation program.
Okay.
That they come and do the clearing, the whole digging, maintain it for 2 years and hand over to you to continue.
That you have to pay something for that.
You just probably to motivate workers when they come to the field, maybe food for them or water for them. And
Oh, then that's good though.
yes, they are human beings as well. So you motivate them, they do proper jobs for you. Even though Cocoa Board might pay them, but a little motivation to them, they are good to go. And then they maintain your farm for you for 2 consecutive years.
That's nice.
Then they hand over to you as the farmer.
Interesting. And I know they also have extension officers to deploy it around. where
Yes, they
come
have
to visit the farms.
Yes, they do. So sometimes we get armyworm issues. We have some like a tea, but that chemical is not something you can just go to the shop and buy.
Okay.
So you have to report back to
To the
Cocoa Board. So
extension.
that is what they do. And we have soiling shoot issues. Sometimes we have this fungicide. It doesn't affect the pots. It doesn't give it black pots, but it will affect the branch. Then the whole tree will die.
Wow.
We have some fungi like that. It will form a zigzag line on the branches, whitish. So if you don't detect it early and cut it and take it out of the farm, it will just affect the rest of the cocoa. By the time you can, the next day, your cocoa tree are all gone.
Interesting.
So these are some of the activities they do. They come and tell you how to remove your mistletoes, do your pruning, and all that. When to do fertilizer application and all that, then you can
Okay.
carry
I
on
think
from there.
the government seems to be doing a lot.
Yes,
Cocoa farmers.
yes. It is that the cocoa farmers, most of them not picking up cocoa farming as business or farming as business. Some of them see it as a favor to government. Some of them see it as a favor to the government. So at the end of the day, they wait on the government to do mostly everything. I have used my cocoa farm for more revenue than even government workers might even. Yes. I can, if I need money right now, I can just go to somebody and say, I have 10 acres of cocoa. I need 20,000. Take care of my cocoa for 1 year, 2 years. That is leasing.
Okay.
Then I take like 20,000.
So you come on board, come and do the harvesting.
You come and do the harvesting,
their
maintenance, and everything. Me, I'll just take my money and go and do whatever I want to do with it.
After 2 years.
After 2 years, I take back my farm. But if you belong to maybe you save at a bank or ADB or those banks, you can use the farm as collateral. Because as it is here for a very long time. So it's an asset that probably my children might even come and inherit. If they don't have real estate agenda,
To clear the land and just sell it. I get you.
they will come and inherit it as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does a good cocoa tree look like?
Well, a good cocoa tree is well pruned. You will not see mistletoes. You see that over there? That is mistletoe.
Which one?
You see the brand?
The top.
Yes, you see that red. Some form of, it's like, I don't know, it's like a stick. Some red stuff. I don't know whether you see it. Yeah. You see it there?
Okay.
That is mistletoe. It's not supposed to have that. It takes a lot of water from the cocoa tree.
Okay.
And it's medicinal as well. It is good for, what's the name? High blood pressure and co. The leaves. So people in Accra, you see them grinding the leaves into powder. They dry it at a shaded place, grind it into powder, and then they drink. These organic people, I have like my partners in Accra. One is a nutritionist, so she does all this in people who have kidney issues. She just have all these things for them, but it is really poisonous. The seeds are really poisonous. If you these seeds enter into your mouth, you'll not last 10 minutes before you die. It's really poisonous.
Okay.
Really poisonous.
So yeah, so with the leaves I was talking about, so with the brown ones too, are they like dead leaves?
No, they are just changing leaves. So these are some of the things we use to detect that we are having rain sooner or later next year. When you see the cocoa tree starting to change leaves, then you know latest by next year, January, February, you are going. These are some of the traditional methods you can use to detect early rainfalls. Because once they are changing leaves, they are going to bring out flowers and they'll call out for rain.
Okay.
So these are some of like mango trees. We use mango trees sometimes as well. You see, the even the oranges are changing leaves.
Some are dying off.
Yes, some are dying off and they are changing. So these are some of the traditional methods we use to detect that early next year we might be having rains.
Okay.
So this is just some of the things.
So with the cocoa pods too, what stages does it go through? Initially when they are growing. Okay, the first question. How long does it take for you to plant and harvest cocoa, like for the first harvest?
Well, how long?
Yes.
Well, the new seeds we are having now, even 2 years, you have pods.
Okay. That you can harvest.
That you can harvest, but it is not major. It is not major. If we are returning, I will show you some of the crops that are not even up to 3 years and they are yielding.
Okay.
Yes, they are already yielding. When you see that, you think it's 4 or 5 years. With the new seeds we have, some is even 1.5. But the only thing is that it is not durable. The cocoa tree itself is not durable. The cashew we used to have can be there for 60 years. But now the new hybrid seeds, if you neglect it a little bit, you just come and see it dead. That is the differences. That is why we mix them, then they interpollinate. Then they are sharing attributes.
Okay. So yeah, so when they are growing, because I see some are brown, some are green, some are yellow.
Yes.
The green one, is it like when it's, can you differentiate the stages for us?
So Anita, this is after flowering. We get smaller ones than this. We don't have some on the tree like this. Then it goes like this. Then you see it coming this way.
Okay.
Then you see it coming probably, I think this way as well. Then like this. Some wouldn't grow bigger, but some of us prefer the smaller ones than the bigger pots because they take longer period to mature for you to harvest.
The bigger pots.
But
maybe they contain more seeds than the small ones.
Well, that is true as well. But I might have more of the pots on a tray than the bigger ones. It is not every tray that can carry bigger pots. But there are some trees that can carry a lot of the smaller pots. So these ones will take longer. I will harvest this one. It will flower and yield again. I've still not harvested this one.
Oh, okay. So they're all done. Don't necessarily have to be big.
No. It depends on the tray. Like tetekwashi is very big. And sometimes you break it and it's just small inside.
Oh, okay.
But this one, they are really tight. Once you touch it to you know it has a lot of beans in them. The bigger ones is just sometimes as a result of how nutritious the land is, and it is developing big pots. But the beans in them are really small.
Okay.
Because some of these trees like this can carry this pot, but can't carry this pot. So initially, when they start yielding, you get a smaller one. At a certain stage, like 4 or 5 years going, then you start getting these ones.
Interesting. So, from here they come to the yellow shaped ones.
Yes, the yellow shaped ones. This is a different breed from these ones. They are different. This is very pink, and this is green.
Oh, okay.
They are different.
So they are different.
This one yields more than this, but it doesn't ripe early.
As if I get you, the green ones are a different breed from the ones that look this way.
Yes, these ones don't ripe early, but they yield plenty and they are very resistant to sunlight. Even when it doesn't rain for a year, this cocoa tree will still be here. This one will go.
Okay.
They are very resistant.
So it's the green ones that grows to become the yellow ones.
No, the green ones, that is ripened. It has ripe.
The yellow one means it's ripe.
Ripe. So that means I need to harvest.
Okay.
So this is how it ripes.
So it's ripe. That's how it looks like.
This is how it looks like.
So what type of
This is Amazon.
Amazon cocoa?
Yes.
Then,
This one, this is new hybrid seeds that came into the system 7 years back.
Okay.
7 years back. And we have some which is really tall. They grow tall. That one, it has problem with pest control. If you are spraying, you buff a lot of the pesticide. But by the time the liquid will get there, most of them will be retained.
On you.
And they are not really easy to maintain. The trees really grow big, as if it's an electricity pole.
Oh, wow.
Yes, you can even, maybe if you have chainsaw, maybe you can get some 2x4 in it. Really big. It's really, really big.
Okay. Okay. So, from your estimation, you would advise someone, a new beginner, want to start their own farm, looking at a long-term investment?
Well,
to go into cocoa farming.
Long-term investment is good. It's a legacy crop. Long-term investment is good, but it will depend on whether you are doing it in a structured way or you just want to do something, then at the end of the day, nothing will come out of it. So if you are serious with it, agriculture as business is profitable, but not agriculture generally.
What do you mean by that?
Agriculture as business means that all in all, you are making the right choices.
Okay.
But agriculture, you go to some farms, they are bushy. The cocoa farms, they are bushy. You are farming, but it is not business. You get it? Agriculture as business is different from agriculture generally. I have a difference in them. Agriculture as business is that I'm going through my managerial processes. I have things in place. I have structures. I have proceedings. I have rules. But agriculture, I just do something because probably somebody says it is profitable or something. At the end of the day, I don't have a plan as to how to do the next thing or take the next step. So you just leave it there. It spoils. You don't make anything.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So the cocoa, once I harvest, people, how do I treat the seeds?
So once you harvest, you crack it. Some use what's the name? Sticks. Some use sticks for the heating. This is not well wrapped. Let me get some well wrapped. Okay. We don't encourage the use of cutlasses because it wounds the beans in it. Okay. So we prefer you use a very strong stick. This is not strong enough to break it. Then after breaking, you remove the seeds from it. I think I should get a very strong stick here. I would have shown you how.
Let's even smash it on the
floor. It's really.
You have to have a rock.
So after you smash it, you see how. So it's just big, but you see smaller in it.
Yeah, it's true.
It's smaller in it. So after you do it this way, then you remove it from its tube here, or what's the name? The attached root here.
Yeah.
You take it out. Then you now have to keep it at a particular place. Ferment. You now have to ferment it. The seeds at least for 7 days. People do 3 days, but it will not dry early.
So it has to be well fermented.
Yes. So you ferment it for like 7 days. Then it will drill out to the water. All this will drill out. Then it gives it brownish color. It gives a very good brownish color.
Okay.
And it dries early. Sometimes we ferment for 7 days and dry 2 days, and it is good.
Okay.
Some people ferment 3 days and dry for a week.
It all depends on how you want to go about it.
Yes, and it gives it proper coloring as well.
So they want to look brownish.
Brownish, yes. So sometimes people don't treat it well. When they send it to the buying centers, they'll have to mix it with other people's own. Because the education as to how to do this, some of them are coming new, they don't know. They'll leave it rain or bait it. And all that. Then it gives you, even where to dry, some dry on cemented floors and all that. It changes the color.
So you don't get a brownish color?
No, you don't.
Now people use some shirts.
Yes, put it down the best is the shirts. We use palm fronds to to do it. In Sekbele, we call it astrende.
Okay.
Yes, we call it astrende. It's very big, depending on how you want it and how they will do it for you.
So from there, they just put it in the bags.
You just put it. If you have a fertilizer bag, you just put it into, send it to the buying centers. They weigh it. If you have your jute sacks too, you can go to the buying centers. They'll give you jute sacks for you to do your yes.
Okay. Okay. So is there any other thing that you want us to know?
Oh, basically, this is just.
So one last thing to ask. So with cocoa farming, what do you think is the main challenges that come when you are farming cocoa?
Cocoa farming is the pruning aspect. It's really difficult to prune cocoa. If you don't have heart, you can't. Because you see a tree doing really well, you have to cut it off. So the rest can also get
sunshine,
much nutrients in order to develop proper. So you have to take out a little bit of the branches. Most people are not able to. But if you don't do that, you get fungal issues, black spots and stuff. So you harvest and you not get anything.
I was thinking maybe the spraying and the animals that attack them.
Mostly the farmers don't do the spraying because of the gangs.
Who come around to do it. So you as a farmer, maybe you
provide water. Just water availability, and then they come and do it for you. If they have the pesticide available, they'll do it for you. If they don't have it available, meaning you, the farmer, will have to buy it. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I think most of the things when it comes to cocoa farming, the government.
Oh yeah, most of the things they do. It is just not enough. So farmers also have to put in much of effort.
And that's what the problem is.
Yes,
I also think maybe most of the cocoa farmers too are like the agent. So them to getting the money to even put it into it to finance some of these things become problematic.
Oh yeah, that is also another factor. But that will come to the maintenance aspect. If you don't make revenue, there's something wrong somewhere, which might not be coming from the government. You see, the government is trying in a way, but we as the farmers also need to put in much effort. The only thing that we for the government is the structure way that they are doing. A cocoa farmer doesn't want to venture into another kind of crop because the marketing thing.
Okay.
When you go to where we have structured farming, you see somebody have cotton, you see somebody have cocoa, somebody has, because
different
there's a structured way to sell your produce.
Okay.
So you earn here, you earn here, you earn here. It's a lot of revenue. But here, the focus only is cocoa. He cannot do tomatoes. He cannot do pepper because where am I going to sell? Those structures are not there for people to venture into other crop. Cocoa farmers to venture. They have lands to venture into other crops for them to also make revenue. You see, so at the end of the day, they are just stick to cocoa. And government, monopoly power. If the government doesn't buy your cocoa, government decide the prices
and everything.
So personally, I think people just take advantage of the weak system to crack into it. And at the end of the day, we are still where we are. Because if we had a structural system where you see cocoa farmers have pepper farms, they have garlic, they have that, they have this, you see that they are able to invest because those parts have higher revenue returns
from there.
So they are able to invest. If government's subsidies are not enough, they are able to buy. But at the end of the day, I go and sell my cocoa maybe a bag for like 800 cedis, and I buy green okay 620. How much is it for me? So I'll not buy. So instead, I'll just go and buy some inorganic fertilizer, maybe 20 Ghana, 30 Ghana, and use, and I'm good to go. You go, the government will also buy. Go there and detect some chemical contents in them. Then you are forced to sell at a cheaper price.
Which is not end up. Then the government should do more checks to make sure that
yes,
people don't use the inorganic ones.
The thing should start from the local buying level. But if they want to do that, meaning government should put in more resources and checks. That is what mostly they don't want to do. Because if you want me to grow organic cocoa, you need to give me everything enough.
Because now we are the second producers of cocoa in the world also. And now China is also producing some. You know those people too. The way they do their things.
Oh yes, that is why you see we have spacing. 10 feet, 10 feet. So we are able to use tricycles
to walk through
in between the farms. So because when you go to China and stuff, they are harvesting, it is cracking. They are harvesting, it is cracking. So some of those costs of paying people to come and crack for you in case you have a bigger farm is no longer there. they have dryers. You are not going to here when the dry and is growing, you have to gather it as soon as possible and put it
somewhere. Yeah.
Then they have a system where dryer you just pull it, and you are good to go. So it makes farming really easy, and because they are investing into innovation, it is cheaper in their country. But if I want to buy some of these technologies here, it is really expensive. That is one thing cocoa boards should also do. They should invest into innovation, which is what they are not doing. They are buying what's the name? Inventions, but not investing properly into people who have. Last time we saw Nast, I think they had a machine that to bend the cocoa into ashes, cocoa pots into ashes. But at the end of the day, where is all that? That is another revenue. That is mainly used for local soaps. Yes, that is used for local soaps. But where is all those technology? You're supposed to invest into innovation, but at the end of the day, all these things are going to waste. The pots will be here. If not, I'll spread it. If not, I'll spread it on the farm. It will just waste here. You see, most of all those ashes, I have about 300, 400 farmers here. Imagine all pots, dried pots from all these farmers to burn into ash and use for soap. That is a lot of revenue.
Well, the government has to do more because now farming or agriculture is improving.
Oh yes,
more
value
technologies
addition
are being used to make some of these things easier.
Sure.
If you want to maintain, even improve from the second producer of cocoa, we have to step up our game.
Oh yes.
We can't be going by the old traditional ways.
No.
Because once the Chinese are into it,
oh yes,
they'll make sure they take control over it.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll lose our spots when it comes to some of these things.
See, we are not investing into farmers. So at the end of the day, I will sell to Galamsey. You see, so we can't really fault them for that.
Okay.
It is not innovative. When you ask a cocoa farmer, they'll tell you they don't want their children to come and do farming. You see, so sometimes when they see us doing farming, they see us as we want. Not until you are beginning to prove a point, as in they see changes personally in your life or something. They see you just like something else. We tell people that, see, allow your children to know farming. They say nah, they don't, because at the end of the day we are used to seeing cutlasses be used for weeding, no tractors. So I would not like my children to come and do agriculture. Come and hold cutlass after going to university and all that. Nah, you see. Yeah.
Okay, I think we'll end here on this note. If you have any suggestion, what you also think we can do to improve our points, where we are as cocoa producing country. And this cocoa is one of the things we export as a country. They mean to export. And if we are not finding mechanized way of going about it, there's no future. There's no future. So that ends this video. I believe you guys enjoyed it. It was educative enough. If you have more questions to or what to know about cocoa farming, just put in the comment section. And I'll try and answer. He will be there to also answer. So that ends this video. Kindly subscribe to the channel. We want to hit 20,000 before the year ends. Hopefully we're able to meet that target. So subscribe and be part of the family. Like this video so YouTube promotes it to other people. And comment to other people to also watch, also get to learn some of these things from here. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.